This piece is an idea that I've been working on for a while that has to do with the way we see the visible spectrum and then we experience the aural spectrum, and the way that the wavelengths of the colors and the sounds overlap with each other and have a consistent number in their wavelengths and so forth. Like, for instance, light has the same patterns, but it's 40 octaves higher than sound. So in theory, you could take a wave and lower it 40 octaves, and then you would actually hear it. So that was, that's probably as in-depth as my science has gone so far, but it kind of inspired this whole series of doing things with the color and the sound together. So I started with a very basic kind of music composition, like a little suite. I call it a suite. And it's called Spectrum. So each of the colors are represented by a mosaic, and this is all stained glass that's backed with mirror. And then there's a little piece of music that they're probably each about a minute long, and that coincides with each of the colored panels. So and I'm really excited because Alicia bravely took on the idea of taking my very crumbly pieces of music and putting them together in a readable fashion. So this is really exciting because it's kind of a little debut of this project.
Great, and I'm Alicia, lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but I started ROCO, and we are a chamber group that flexes from 1 to 40 players in all the unique spaces of Houston, and we can all agree that the Jung Center is one of the most unique and special places, especially to represent an artist such as Libbie. These guys from ROCO are in town because they're playing a concert tomorrow at 5 with a match. They premiered a piece based on the Nightingale by Hans Christian Andersen. But we are thrilled to do this because music and art obviously coincide. Even when you hear music, you see things in your mind too. And when you see things, you hear things. So it's not synesthesia, which I know some people have asked about. It's definitely more physics-based, and that's what I found fascinating. So we're going to do this. What I love is that she's left it open to us to decide kind of who does what parts and how we blend and what we kind of interpret, which is a gift to musicians because a lot of times we're dictated to and we don't really like that. Same. So it's going to go in this order. So it starts with the red. So every time we pause and flip a page, let your eye wander to the next color so that you know. I'm not going to do that, but I want you to try to think about where we are, and so that you can kind of witness the feeling of the key that we're in for the color.